alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fantasy? That's what I saw in my own dreams. Was it reflections of my own life staring back at me?
And I am a assemblage artist. And assemblage meaning I assemble things out of stuff. This is my little art supply storage room. I call it my grocery store for art supplies. Everything's sorted. Frameworks, brass long things, medium-sized frames, discs that are metal, long skinny things, more discs, bigger discs, things that are too heavy to put anywhere else but on that shelf. Pieces, you've got brass, you've got chrome, you've got aluminum, iron. But I have a tendency to like oddball stuff, things that are weird and different, things you don't find every day, things that that I can transform into something really interesting that's going to make a point, whatever that might be. So I collect these things. I go to junkyards, I go to antique shops, I go to thrift stores, I go. But this was an old TV camera, parts from. Look, here's the lens. Look at this thing. This was old Austin City Limits. Wow. Austin City Limits camera lens. Fuji camera lens. But I like to put things together into machines or devices that look like something that may not be considered art. May be considered, people have a tendency to look at my work and say, what is that? They don't say what kind of art is that, or is that a sculpture, or what do you call that? They usually say, what is that, is kind of the first question I get if it's somebody who's not familiar with my work. But they are sculptures, and very often they're interactive, or they may be scientific in nature, or electric. Now that one you stick your finger in the hole and an electric spark comes out and shocks you. Instrument for the administration of penance. My finger, see the burn?
Holy.
Human flesh.
Instrument for the administration. Put your finger in it.
Why? I don't want to get shocked.
It's a good shock.
You're so mean, Elliot.
That's in another documentary.
So one of my favorite things about working with Indie Live Austin is being able to bring amazing independent artists on the show. You know, artists like Steve. And then we get to share them with you guys so that you can have a taste of everything great that's out there.
One of the pieces that I was talking about that's in the film is actually here at the house. And it's called the Vegas Leviathan. And it has a lot of. It was probably one of the most complicated things I've ever built. Yeah, so well, this was an old movie projector casing from the cinema from the 30s or something. But this was a sewer cover with the center cut out. This was a brake disc. This was a lamp base. This came from a World War II award that I cut the framework out of and changed the letterings. It used to say service record, and I ground out some of the letters to where it says Vice Ego, Volkswagen engine block part. And this was all cut out to match this contour. And this was a magnifying glass from a overhead projector, and I drilled a couple holes. So some of the themes behind the work are generally they have to do with a lot to do with, very often with psychological function, dysfunction. I don't like to use the word spirituality because I don't necessarily think in those terms, but I do think in terms of what is, and what is being literally what is right now, because that is the only thing that actually you can know for certain. What is right now, and all I know is that I am. So a lot of what I've been doing lately is this theme called nomenon, or nomenon, and nomenon is basically that 0 point that all thought comes from, or you can look at it as that 0 point that everything comes from. You hear you drop a coin on the floor, the coin's falling, and then bing, and where does that sound come from? It's like out of nothing. You know what I mean? And you have a thought, right? There's that space before you're thinking that the Buddhists call, what many people would call like that state of mind you have during meditation, where there are no thoughts, right? And there's no future, no past, no anything. This is just zero, and then a whoosh, thought comes out of nothing, and then another thought will lead to another thought, and so on, and then you get a manifestation of consciousness. And so that the idea of nomenon is that emptiness, that pure emptiness, or pure awareness. If you ever found yourself just watching things, but not judging, like, ooh, that's a pretty camera lens. Is that a Leica? Is that a Panasonic? Or just that is. I see this, audience out there. and there's a piece that I can show you upstairs. It's called Nomenon and Awareness of the Endless Succession of the Thinking Mind. I think that's the name of the piece. And within that piece, there's the window that I've used in several other pieces that have nomenon in their title. So what I did is I created these variety of windows that you look in and you will see, kind of like a mirror. There's that 0 point where there's you on this side and then there's you on that side, but what is that in the middle, And I've created this particular kind of lens that I call emanating reflection optical lens, because the reflection actually looks like it comes outside of the lens. When you look in a mirror, you see yourself back a little bit, you know what I mean? But when you put a bright light source in front of one of these windows, you will actually see what looks like that source coming out of the piece, like a hologram, but it's not a hologram. And it's a technique that I won't explain how it works, because it's one of my little secrets, and I don't keep too many secrets, but this is one of them. And in this particular piece, we talk about the awareness of the endless succession of the thinking mind. So we were talking a second ago about how one thought will lead to another thought, which breeds another thought, and then suddenly you're outside of this pure blissful awareness. And so I put these tentacles that come out of this piece. They're like these thoughts coming out to search, and come out. And then there's a little window inside. I make it like me. There's a little window inside the piece that also has like what looks like these miniature little baby stainless steel tentacles in fluid.
They look like worms. What are they?
They're like the little tiny sparks of thought just waiting to come out and start fishing around.
Boy, baby, let's do it, baby!